not already. All right, we will do a quick segment here on the Cut to 53, kind of a state of the roster. John, what's the most pressing areas on the roster for you want to hit here before we wrap up the show with this 53 cut coming on Sunday by 6 p.m.?
Well, I think we start where we finish where we started, backup quarterback, and what the heck they're doing there. Would they keep 4? Can they trade somebody? What are they going to do at the quarterback position? And I think that will be one of the stories at the trade at the cut deadline Sunday at 6. Running back is pretty locked in. Saquon, Tank Bigsby, Will Shipley. If you want to keep 4 would be Carson Steele, but I doubt they can get him on the practice squad. Wide receivers, it's 5 or 6. The 5 are locked in. DeVonta Smith, Dontavian Wicks, Mekhi Lemon, Hollywood Brown, and Darius Cooper. If you're going to keep 6, it would be Elijah Moore. Nobody else in that conversation. Tight end's interesting because you can go a lot of different ways. You can IR Eli Stowers, or you have to carry him on the roster. The only 2 are going to be here are Dallas Goedert and Johnny Munt. If they IR Eli Stowers, you can keep Grant Calcaterra, but how is he with the back? When is he going to be back? Ready to play? And then you have Cam Latu. Has he done enough? He had a big drop and practice the other day, but he's very versatile, helps on special teams. EJ Jenkins. A lot of questions at tight end. Offensive line, it's pretty locked in. The starting 5, and then you have Drew Kendall as the top interior backup. You have Fred Johnson and Markel Bell outside. And then inside, Willie Lampkin's done enough to make the team, but he's got that stinger all of a sudden. So he might be a candidate for short-term injured reserve. And that would, put Jake Majors maybe back in the equation, even John Njoku. Micah Morris is probably going to make the team as a rookie draft pick. So most likely 10 offensive linemen. Defensive front, 5 edge rushers. I think it's pretty clear. I believe Grenard's going to start on PUP. They're going to keep him on PUP, so he'll miss the first 4 weeks. And if you do that, you may be able to keep your Josh Weiroo for all the Josh Weiroo fans.
Well, are you wondering if you're going to have to change because of that?
I'm wondering, but I don't think you need to do it. And I'm keeping the blinders on. I'm not putting.
You're going for the win, though, are you not, John?
Yeah, you don't play to lose, so you got to make some wild predictions that are off. Like everybody's going to put Weiroo, in my opinion, on the rosters. So part of it is just being a contrarian,
right? So you think not putting him is actually in a way
2 things. If they're carrying Grenard and they think he'll be back before week 5, then I legitimately think he's not making the roster.
Right.
The only way I think he would potentially be in the conversation is if they start him on PUP, which is possible. Defensive tackles, you got to keep 6. The big 3 plus Byron Young, Ty Robinson, and Uar Bernard, who I believe they knew that coming in, that they were going to have to carry him. So I think that was baked into their drafting of him. Linebackers, 4 or 5. 4 are locked in. And that's Zach Ball, Jahad Campbell, Jeremiah Trotter, Smile Munden. 5 would be Chance Campbell if they're keeping 5. And then corners and safeties. Typically you want to keep 5 and 4. The Eagles might go 6 corners, 3 safeties. So that's the big discussion there, because remember, Cooper DeJean plays both. So he'll be listed as a cornerback, but he plays safety as well. So when you say, if the Eagles only keep 3 safeties, well, I have Cooper. So they really have 4. So I think they might keep 6 corners and 3 safeties. And then the specialists, the big question there is, do you keep Rocco Underwood on the roster, or do you need an extra spot and waive him and elevate him from the practice squad for the first 3 games? So those are your big decisions right there.
All right, John, it's going to be interesting to see. The game is tonight, 8 p.m., Eagles-Bengals. And then we'll do the roster on Sunday. Then we'll be off and running, man, on the way to the start of the regular football season for the Philadelphia Eagles. Unbelievable how quick it came from me.
Yeah, it creeps up on you.
Yeah, it does, no doubt. All right, Johnny Mac, your final thoughts here on a Football Friday, man.
I just cringed when you said 8 o'clock. That's my final thought. It's my final thought. Let's get this thing over with. They should start the clock right now, just running clock, no stoppages.
No doubt. All right, John, good stuff, man. I will catch up with you tonight, and then we will do it a little bit on Sunday just to see what they do with the roster, and then we'll have a full week of shows next week. Training camp done and dusted. Preseason's about to be done and dusted. We'll catch up with you later on today, Johnny Mac, all right?
All right, thanks, everybody.
All right, later, J Mac. There's Johnny Mac. John.